Some crimes don't happen in dark alleys or abandoned buildings. They happen in places we call home. Tonight's story is about trust, about silence, and about a roommate who knew far too much. This is True Crime, P3P, and this is a true crime story. In October 2016, 29-year-old Ethan Miller was reported missing in Ohio. At first, no one believed anything was wrong. Ethan was a freelance web developer who worked odd hours and lived a quiet life. He didn't party. He didn't cause trouble. He spent most of his time behind a laptop, headphones on, barely speaking to anyone. So when his phone went straight to voicemail for a few days, friends assumed he was busy. But when 10 days passed with no texts, no emails, no social media activity, his older sister contacted police. That's when investigators asked a simple question. Who was the last person to see him alive? That person was Daniel Harper, Ethan's roommate of 8 months. Daniel was 34, polite, calm, and cooperative. He worked overnight shifts as a security officer at a private storage facility. Daniel told police that Ethan had suddenly decided to leave town. He said he got a short-term contract in Chicago. Daniel explained. He packed a bag and left early in the morning. But almost immediately, things didn't add up. Ethan's car was still parked outside the apartment. Inside his bedroom, police found his laptop charger plugged in, his wallet in a drawer, and his passport untouched. People don't usually move cities without those. Detectives canvassed the apartment complex. One neighbor mentioned hearing raised voices late at night, arguments coming from Ethan and Daniel's unit. Another neighbor reported something more disturbing. Around 3 a.m., 2 nights after Ethan supposedly left, she heard what sounded like heavy furniture being dragged across the floor for nearly an hour. Then there was the trash. Multiple residents remembered Daniel carrying large black garbage bags to the dumpster over several trips that same night. That wasn't normal. Police returned to the apartment with a search warrant. At first, the apartment appeared spotless. Too spotless. In the bathroom, investigators noticed the smell of strong cleaning chemicals. Under UV light, faint traces of blood appear along the grout near the bathtub drain. The freezer told the rest of the story. Behind frozen food containers, forensic teams found blood residue later confirmed to belong to Ethan Miller. Daniel was taken in for questioning. After hours of interrogation, Daniel broke. He admitted that weeks of tension over unpaid rent and shared expenses had led to a confrontation. According to Daniel, Ethan accused him of stealing money. The argument escalated. Daniel claimed Ethan pushed him first. Daniel pushed back. Ethan fell, striking his head against the kitchen counter. He died almost instantly. Instead of calling 911, Daniel panicked. Over the next 2 days, he dismembered the body inside the apartment, using tools from a security job. He disposed of the remains in separate locations along rural highways outside Columbus. He believed he had cleaned everything. He hadn't. During trial, prosecutors revealed a darker truth. Daniel had been quietly resentful of Ethan, his education, his flexible career, and what Daniel described as thinking he was better than me. Psychologists testified that Daniel felt invisible and inferior, and that resentment had been building long before the argument ever happened. In 2018, Daniel Harper was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Ethan Miller's body was never fully recovered. His family buried an empty casket. Most people fear strangers. But statistics tell a different story. The person most likely to hurt you is someone who already has your trust. If this story made you pause, if it made you think twice, then this channel is for you. Subscribe for more real crime stories. Because the truth is always closer than it seems.